Hey everybody, welcome into Old Mountain Bricks. Today we're taking a look at set number 60420, containing 633 pieces. This is the Construction Excavator, part of an ongoing LEGO City theme and construction vehicles that have been released here in 2024. What we're going to do today, we're going to do a quick time-lapse speed build of the set here, and I'll give you my thoughts on the build process and then on the set itself. Let's go ahead and get started. As we begin our work on the Construction Excavator, we open the box by cutting it open and take out the bags found inside. There are 6 numbered plastic bags inside, the instruction manual, and a small sticker sheet. And then we open our first bag and dump it out on the table, and we'll get started with the build process here. As you get going with the build, of course, you start with the main structure, I guess you would call it, which is like the cab area, where it has some Technic bricks, of course, to make sure it's reinforced well. And then you start with some of the exterior, using that flame yellow color and a lot of gray, a lot of black, and you know, what a construction vehicle would normally look like. And then you start on what I would call the arm of the vehicle here. It's the little scoop part of it. Again, it's kind of an interesting technique because it's using like some of the plates that have the studs on the other side, so you can kind of put it upside down, so that makes for a fun building experience there. And then the last thing you do is you actually kind of put the treads together when you do that, so it uses some Technic pieces in order to allow it to rotate there, and then you put a million of these little pieces together for the tank treads that you do over and over and over and over. But let's go ahead and finish this up and take a look at the build. And here is the Construction Excavator. As you can see, it was a fun little build to put together. It's got some neat play features I'll show you in just a second. It uses kind of that newer flame yellow color, which is the kind of the same color of the brick that I normally use there in most of our videos. It does come with 3 minifigures and a few other random pieces to scoop up and everything. I'm not familiar with the overall technical terms of the piece of equipment here. I personally would just call it the old Scoopy Scoop, but it's got a number of fun things that I could kind of show you here. It can rotate around in spot here. You can see some of the sticker details on the back there, this right on the side as well, in addition to the same little elephant logo and the 80 tons on that side. Both there. So it's interesting because this is one big sticker, and because they use 2 different ones on this one because they use 2 different pieces, which I think is interesting. I don't know why they just didn't do a 2x4. But looking at the reverse side, it's interesting. It's got some studs over here as well. I don't really mind that, as LEGO has studs. Everything being super smooth these days just isn't classic LEGO that I would remember there. But this can articulate up and down. This part in the middle does not move, but this other part does here, can flex in and out, and of course the scoop itself can move. The set also comes with these 2 little barricades you can put up that are printed pieces, which is nice to kind of keep folks away from the construction area. It does come with miscellaneous pieces on purpose, some little masonry bricks and some other kind of slopes and everything for you to kind of play with there. It's a little hard to get in there by just using the scoop, but of course you can get in there, put some stuff in there, and it does have enough friction where you can lift it up, drive it around, you know, and then dump it out again. It uses these Technic pins up here in order to give it that friction and the ability to move. It can, of course, roll around on the table there. It uses what I call like the tank treads or tracks, as you can see. These are all individual pieces, so when you get to that step, it says put 41 of these together, put another 41 of these together, so it takes quite a while. The end result is really cool, but it's always just a little tedious process to put together. Here are the extra pieces for the set, and technically these, as they're just meant to be scooped up as well. Taking a look at some of the minifigures, again, it does come with 3 in the set. You've kind of got this main operator here, the engineer or the owner or someone else that wears a hard hat and a suit, you know, one of those guys. It does come with a nice printed tile of like the ice cream shop, I think, from last year. And one more construction worker lady. These do have like this newish, the reddish orange printing there, as well as some printing on the legs for this one, but the other 2 do not have any other printing. They do not come with any alternate faces on the back, but they do come with alternate hair pieces, or at least 2 of them do. You can see both of those now with their alternate hairs. Of course, you can switch these around if you wanted to there. So if you ever switch the heads around, it's Lego. So you can, if you don't like the combination, you can swap them all up. So I think there's enough good combinations here where you'd be able to do that if you wanted to. This minifigure does also have the new hearing aid print that was kind of new this year, but I think looks pretty good for the overall minifigure selection there. In order to place a minifigure inside, you just have to take this whole little front part off. It just kind of comes off like this, with kind of the windscreen in front there. She is meant to be the Scoopy Scoop operator here, so we'll go ahead and put them in here. There's enough room for them to have the ponytail as well, so that is a nice thing. And then you just close it right up in there. Okay, and there you kind of have them all in their spots there, according to the box and instruction manual there. But I think this is a really well-built set. It has some nice play features where you can look in and see the engine, and of course play along with doing some scooping. If you want to take this outside for kids, I'm sure it would be okay as well. Maybe do a little bit of sand or rocks. I'm sure things would get scratched up and all that, but that's part of the fun. But for my uses, I think this is going to look nice inside a Lego City, as the Lego City is always evolving and changing, so I wanted to have something like that. This set retails for $55 US, and I got it online. I think it was back ordered for a little bit, so it seemed pretty popular upon release here back in August, but I think it's a nice looking set, and I'm glad I picked it up here for the Lego City. But what do you think of it? It's still a little expensive for what it is, because it's 633 pieces, but the price per piece is there, and I enjoyed that, and I think, again, it's going to look great inside a Lego City, just to add some of that detail. So make sure you do stay tuned, as we will find a place for this somewhere in our Lego City in a future video. But until next time, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like on the way out, comment down below what you think of the construction excavator, and until next time, thanks for coming by Old Mountain Bricks today. Have a good one.